And we are live. Hello, private practice success community. Hello, Facebook, and anybody else that is joining me live. How are you going? My name, of course, is Gerda Muller, clinical psychologist and private practice success business coach and mentor. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? So exciting to have you here with me. That was pretty fast. Are you enjoying a bit of, what day is today? Wednesday afternoon cruising on Facebook? I need to remember that you guys are an hour in front of us, right? It's 5:26 here, so it must be 6:26 where you are at. How are you going? Hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday and hopefully getting to the end of the working week before the holiday season starts to truly kick in. All right, yes, there I am. I am live on Facebook. And I believe as we speak, the lovely Abby Lee, my awesome personal assistant, is sharing this in my Facebook groups because I've got a very special announcement this afternoon. I have actually been working non-stop behind the scenes with Abby's help, of course, over the last couple of days, trying to get all of this done, right? Because this is something that my community has been asking me for such a long time, right? And I literally receive weekly emails from practice owners going, Gerda, do you have this? Gerda, do you have this? Gerda, do you have this? And I told Abby probably, when was it? Mid-October, I told her about my plan to have this done before Christmas. So I'm coming in a week early. Because you can't really do these type of things on Christmas Day, right? So I'm in a week early. So I've done really well, really well, I think. Yes, and it's actually taken much longer than I anticipated. So I'm just gonna get straight to it. So for the whole of 2019, my private practice success community has been asking me for policies, practice policies, because policies are becoming increasingly important, right? Especially from a clinical governance perspective. Us as a private practice, yes, we might be small businesses. A lot of us might be solo practitioners, and you go, oh, I'm just like here doing my thing, running a family business. However, it's still a business, right? And there's more and more clinical governance requirements being put on us as a small business, especially if you're doing NDIS work, especially if you are applying for tenders, if you want to do work through primary healthcare networks, for example, if you want to apply for grants even, right? It is really important, even if you do none of the above, to have policies and processes within your practice. Why? Because it's like the rules of the game, so to speak. If you think about it, whatever sport you like to play, right? Whether it's rugby, tennis, cricket, netball, volleyball, doesn't matter what it is, there's rules, okay? And everybody needs to play according to the rules. And when we stick to the rules, we can have an amazing game. We can have fun, we can be a bit competitive, and we can push ourselves to, be even better. But we need to know what the rules are. And the policies really sets out the rules within your practice. Hey Alison, how are you? Hey Anna, how is Perth on this lovely Wednesday afternoon? Just talking about a very special announcement that you guys have been asking me for the whole year, that is policies. And as I was saying, the policies sets out the rules of the game. We need to know how to do this thing called business. I also find what often happens for us as small business owners, hey Joanna, is that we have all our policies up here, right? It's all up here. And like, you can wake me up at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night and ask me, what is your inactive client policy? And I'll go blah, 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 blah. And I can recite it word for word because it's all in my head, right? Hey, Mark. Hey, Melissa. But the fact of the matter is that's all good and well. But the moment you start to build and expand your practice and you are taking new people on board and you need to go through that orientation and induction with them, you need to teach them what happens. You have to sit there and talk through all the stuff that's in your head, right? Now, if you do that once or twice, that's fine. Maybe if you do it 3 or 4 times, it's fine. But I can tell you, if you want to build a group private practice and you've been in this world of private practice for more than 10 years, I'm in year 12 now, I think, or 13, even potentially, geez, that's scary. It gets a bit tiresome, right? And it takes a heck of a lot of time talking through it. Okay, it is so much easier when you have it all written down. And we also know that what happens is, even if you really love to do personal onboarding and training with new team members, a lot of the stuff is in the one ear, out the other ear, right? Because there's just so much stuff to take on board. And that is where your practice policies and processes are so essential, right? It's like the manual of how we do things in the practice. Well, it's the name of the rules of the game, as I said earlier on, right? So what I have done, because I get such multiple requests, hey Jody, from my community asking me for, Gerda, do you have a policy on this? Or Gerda, do you sell your operating manual? Or Gerda, do you this, that, and the other with regards to policies? I have decided to put some policy documents together that I'm willing to release to my community. So generally the Psych Professionals operating manual is only available to a select few who is in my inner circle, right? And that will still be the case. My inner circle gets the keys to the kingdom. You know, they know everything about me. They know everything I've done, what I'm doing right now, what I'm planning to do. They have like their own Dropbox folder, and I just keep on putting stuff in there, right? And they have all my policies, my whole manual. They actually have access to, they get their own logon into my online operating manual for my practice. Very, very extensive. And that will continue to be like that. Obviously, when people come to my masterclass, I give them some policies as part of that process. They most certainly do not get the complete operating manual, neither should they, because that's part of the Inner Circle package and program. But what I've done is I've looked at everything, right? And there's so much. Hey Robin, how are you? And I hand selected 20 policies that I think will be of importance, will be of help and of value to private practice owners across the journey of growth. So whether you're a solo practitioner, just starting to expand, you know, middle of your growth, like level 3, doesn't matter where you are, or maybe you are a well-established group private practice, I've really chosen stuff that could be, you know, relevant to everybody. So there's 20 of them. It's the most number of policies that I've ever made available to people not in the inner circle or not in masterclass. And as I said, I will still continue to give those to programs like Next Level Staff and lots more. So I don't want them to feel like they're not going to get their value. But I also was truly called to provide policy support to the more general community, you know, people that really need the stuff and they need it now, and they might not be ready for masterclass or even inner circle, right? But you need this help and support now. So what I've made available is you've got 4 options. You can either buy a bundle of 5 policies. So what you will do is you'll look at the 20 options and you will select the 5 that you want, because you might have some of them already, right? The second bundle is 10. You can get 10 of them, because again, you might have the others, and some of you might have gotten some policies of me previously through various programs. Then we also have a 10-15 policy bundle. And then for those guys that's maybe really new in their journey and is just starting to get their head around all of this policy stuff, there's that 20 bundle where you can get all 20 policies. Okay, so what will happen is you will choose what bundle you want. The list of policies is on the website. Hey Naomi, how are you? You select which one you want. Once you've made your selection and you've made your payment, you will get an email with a link to a little form, and you just open the link, and the 20 options will be there, and you just tick the ones that you want, and then we'll send it to you. All right, it's as easy as that. In terms of the length of the policies that's in there, various lengths. I think the shortest one is like 1.5 pages, and I think the biggest one is like 10, 11, 12 pages. All right, I speak under correction because there's so many, and then there's everything in between, and I would say on average they're probably 4 to 5 pages long. Right now, that might not sound long, all right, as a policy, but it is always, and it continues to be my opinion and my mission to keep the practice policies, because these are actual policies, guys, that I use at the Psych Professionals, to keep it as simple as possible and as clear as possible, right? So to give context, so there's a little part that says this is the policy, the purpose, the scope, so who's involved, and then what's the procedure. But I try and keep it as simple as possible, all right? In order to play a game, you need to understand the rules. Now, the policies is the rules of the game. How do we do this thing called business at this practice, right? And you want to be able to read through the rules and understand it so that you can play the game. If you can't understand it, it's no use to you, right? So that is my purpose. And, it was really tricky for me, and I actually wrote about it on the website where I said, I asked myself, how do I price up a policy, right? Because if I truly think about all the emotional energy, the hard work, and the time that goes into it, it is priceless. Because there's so much thinking and reflection. There's, first and foremost, generally, for me, in my journey, every time I wrote a policy, it's probably because something happened, like the pawpaw hit the fan, right? Something happened, you go, oh my goodness, I should have had a policy on this, right? And it's been very retroactive, my learning in this regard. Not anymore, of course, I'm talking about the early days, and I don't want you to do this. Don't wait for the pawpaw to hit the fan before you have a policy. But that's what would happen. I would have this really unexpected, generally negative event that would happen. I would go, okay, I now need to put down the guidelines, the rules, the expectations, the steps, the what needs to be done. So I think about what happened in this event, how could I have prevented it, what was the challenges, what did I have to do to overcome it, then what's the regulatory rules, what's the laws, the APRA laws, for example, the ethics, all that stuff that comes into it. And then I need to mesh all of that stuff together. And then I also go, okay, if I consider all of that stuff, what do I put out on paper when it comes to this policy? So it's a really large thinking process that a person goes through when you write a policy, even before you sit down and you start typing and putting pen to paper. So what I've tried to be is really be generous with you guys in terms of making it absolute value for money for you to say yes to getting policies of your own if you don't have them already, or if you just need to add to your list of policies that you already have. So the prices are all on the website. I'll pop it in the comment link for you. Please note that going forward, these prices will go up. So this is like a Christmas holiday special, for lack of a better word. It's a special offer. I will keep these prices for you until the 1st of January. After that, the prices are going to more or less double for each bundle. I already have the prices in my head of what it's going to be. And therefore, like I've just spoken to Abby about it, actually, this is like we've just pressed go live on the website. Then next year, if people do reach out wanting policies from me, we'll be referring them to this webpage and they can select from it. We'll probably start adding to those 20 potentially, maybe not, because again, as I said, I want to still make sure that I always over deliver to my masterclass and to my inner circle people. So it all depends on what's happening on that side as well. But that's going to be where I'm going to refer people to, and the price will go up. Take my word for it. And when I was writing it up, Abby says, put on no exceptions. Go, yes, Abby, I'll do that. Because Abby's normally the one that will get an email a week later from somebody asking, oh, I missed it, I didn't see it. And we're not making any exceptions because this is high value stuff, this, right? So I really wanted to be generous, give it to you at a no-brainer price. So please make use of it if you are in the market for policies. And if you truly think that you've gone through my list of 20 and there's stuff that you still need that's not on there, I would still like to know what that is, right? Because I probably do have it in my operating manual. If I don't have it, bad good, then I need to write one or need to get my principal psychologist to write one. So I want to make sure that mine is as comprehensive at all times as possible. So please check out the website. If you have any specific questions on it, please just pop it in the comment box. That's going to be the easiest way. I will answer it for you, because then everybody else can see the answer as well, rather than emailing me. And then I can always maybe add that to the website if there's any information you need that I have not shared with you. Alrighty, so it's my pleasure to offer this to you guys. Have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday. Can't wait to speak to you again soon. And remember, as always, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice. Speak to you soon. Bye.